See, you're going to find out over the next 2 days. You're going to find out.
Has the gang of eight?
Nobody's slowed up so far.
Has the gang of eight been notified about what's coming in the next couple days?
Well, we'll be talking to them.
What can you do?
It's not necessary.
What can you do in Washington that you couldn't do in Canada?
Just be a little bit, I think, more well-versed. Not having to use telephones so much because I don't believe in telephones. There's people like you listen to them. So being on the scene is much better. And we did everything I had to do on the G7. We had a good G7. We signed the deal with the European Union, phase one of a deal. But we signed the deal with the UK. And the UK is really great. We're very far down the line with a lot of deals. I mean, look, we're actually finished with every deal when you really think about it, because all I have to do is say, this is what you're going to pay. But it's nice to be nice.
Did Secretary Bessent stay behind as your representative?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, a couple of people.
Can I ask you where?
Who else has a question other than CNN?
President, you talking to the European Union? Can you tell us what the status is on talks on those two sides?
Well, we're talking, but I don't feel that they're offering a fair deal yet. They've been very tough over the years. If you look at European Union, they formed in order to hurt the United States unfair. And we're either going to make a good deal or they'll just pay whatever we say then.
What about the Japanese? Sir, you met briefly with Prime Minister.
We had a great conversation. I thought he was terrific, actually. You know, I was very friendly with Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister.
Yes.
He was a great man. But I think he's going to do a very good job.
Do you think you have a chance of a deal there?
There's a chance. They're tough. The Japanese are tough. But ultimately, you have to understand, we're just going to send a letter and say, this is what you're going to pay. Otherwise, you don't have to do business with us. But there's a chance.
They want changes to the auto tariffs as well. Is that on the
We'll see what happens.
Right.
Anything else?
Yeah, this drone attack in Kyiv. What's your response to that? It looks like
When was that?
a drone attack, Russian drone attack in Kyiv.
When?
Very recently, just now. Facilities in apartment building.
I mean, as I'm walking back to see you, that's what took place. Sounds like it. I'll have to look at it.
Are you going to give
on the Middle East? What changed about that convinced you to sign on to the G7 statement?
Well, I haven't seen the statement yet. But I authorized them to say certain things. I don't know whether or not they said them correctly. But I think they probably did. We had a good meeting. I think that Canadian representatives were very good. He did a very good job.
How are the
Barney did a very good job.
How was your meeting with him? How were the trade talks?
I think it was good. I think we had a lot of good talks with a lot of people.
He said he's looking for something more complex. Can you tell me what you mean by
Well,
that?
they get too complex with the deals and they never get done. And we need speed. You know, we're dealing with, really, if you think about it, probably 175 countries. And most of them could just be sent a letter saying, it'll be an honor to trade with you, and here's what you're going to have to pay to do it. We're making a lot of money. You know, we took in $88 billion in tariffs. And I was called by Congress about 2 nights ago saying, we don't understand, the numbers are so far off. And I said, is that good or bad? He said, well, we're taking in so much more income than we thought. We've never seen anything like this. What is it? I said, check the tariff column. And it's about $88 billion that they've never seen before. And that's nothing compared to what it's going to be.
You've got other tariffs coming down the pipe here.
I have a lot of them, yeah.
What's the timing on those things like lumber, copper, pharmaceutical drugs?
Yeah, we're going to be doing pharmaceuticals very soon. That's going to bring all the companies back into America.
All of them are focusing on.
It's going to bring most of them back in, at least partially back in. You know, they left us because we had presidents that didn't know what the hell they were doing. We should have never lost our car business. We lost 52% of our car business over the years. Should have never lost it. All they had to do is say, if you make a car, you're going to leave us, you're going to make a car, you're going to pay a 25-30% tariff, and they would have never left. Nobody said that to anybody until I came along.
Homeland Security is saying that ICE is going to start enforcing in hotels and bars again. Is that a change of course from last week?
We're going to look everywhere, but I think the biggest problem is the inner cities. We're looking everywhere. Look, what they let into this country, what Biden let in, that were allowed to. I don't think he knew what the hell he was doing, frankly. But whoever worked for him What they let into this country, we're never going to forget it. They let prisoners in, they let gang members in, drug dealers in, the mentally insane into our country. No, we're going to get them out. There are far more in the inner cities, Democrat-run cities, sadly. And I'm just giving you a fact. There's far more in there than you have on a farm or something else.
And no one's getting exemptions anymore. Everyone is.
Well, everyone's being looked at, but the bigger problem is the cities right now. That's where that tends to be where the really bad ones are. The murderers, they've let in 11,888 murderers. People that killed people. Biden allowed that to happen. So the Democrats allowed it to happen. Biden didn't know he was even around.
Question on your Senate confirmations. With all the military actions, there are only 3 of your 6 sub-cabinet members in the Defense Department.
I'd like to see the nominations go faster. The Democrats hold up our nominations.
Talk to Senator
Yeah, I will.
about that.
John Thun's doing a very good job. I've got a lot of people, but he's doing a very good job. The Democrats, if we had George Washington up for approval, the Democrats would take maximum time, every hour, every minute, to delay him as long as possible. If we had a combination of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, they would go max. It's called max time.
So you've always said that you don't believe Iran should be able to have a nuclear weapon. But how close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
I got us one on. You were at this beautiful scene for the meeting, and you said a lot about acquiring Canada as a state. Did anybody talk to you about that? And where
I think it's a much better deal from Canada, but it's up to them. They're going to have to pay a lot of tariffs and things. They're going to have to pay a lot of money for the dome, for the Iron Dome. They want to be a part of it. We may make a separate deal on that, by the way. We discussed that, with the dome. That may be a separate deal. They want to be at $71 billion. They're going to pay.
There could be a dome thing separate from the
They'll
tariff.
be in the dome. Yeah, they'll be under the dome.
And were you open to negotiating with the Iranians right now, or do you want to wait?
I've been negotiating. I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. The cities have been blown to pieces and lost a lot of people. They should have done the deal. I told them do the deal. So I don't know. I'm not too much in the mood to negotiate.
Do you think you'll be in the Situation Room tomorrow at any point?
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, girl. While you're sleeping. Goodbye, everybody.
Why did you tell people to evacuate Tehran? You posted.
Yeah, I think it's safer.
On
There's a lot of bad things happening. I think it's safer for them to evacuate.
On Minnesota, there were a lot of horrific details that came out today about the suspect who's been charged there. Have you called the governor yet or been able to speak to any of them?
I don't really call him. He appointed this guy to a position. I think the governor of Minnesota is so whacked out. I'm not calling him. Why would I call him? I could call him and say, hi, how you doing? The guy doesn't have a clue. He's a mess. So, I could be nice and call him, but why waste time?
On the big, beautiful bill, sir, can you talk about what the
We're
Senate...
doing well with the big,
How's it looking in the Senate?
great, big, beautiful bill. Right?
Are you okay with it, James?
I hear so far it's going well.
Are you going to stand?
Look, if it doesn't get approved, 68% tax increase, and I think the Democrats would have to, they'd be, because we won't get Democrat support. Think of it. We're giving the biggest tax cut in history. Instead, you have the biggest tax increase in history. 68%.
Are you going to extend the deadline again?
Probably, yeah. Probably have to get China approval. I think we're good.
You have the legal basis.
I think President Xi will ultimately approve.
And you have the legal basis to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Two more on Iran. Is there any sign that North Korea is getting more involved in helping Iran, or is Russia getting more involved in that?
I haven't seen it. I don't think anybody wants to get involved. It's a mess.
What about American citizens, U.S. citizens who are trying to leave the area with the airport shut down, Ben Gurion shut
We're
down?
doing the best we can. We're working on that. We're doing the best we can. Thank you, everybody, very much. Have a good time.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Caroline.
Caroline.